Have you ever asked yourself, am I psychic? Not in a mystical movie scene way, but in the quiet, real moments. When you sense something is about to happen, and then it does. When you feel emotions in a room before anyone speaks. When a voice inside warns you or guides you, and you can't explain why it was right. You wonder, was that just coincidence? Or something more? Well, what if I told you those moments aren't random? They're signals. And they could mean your psychic abilities are already waking up. Most people think being psychic means seeing spirits or reading minds. But true psychic ability is more subtle, more natural, and much more common than you've been led to believe. In this video, we're going to explore 5 core psychic abilities and the signs that you may already have them. Clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairalliance. Maybe you've never heard those words before, or maybe something in you already knows. By the end, you won't just be wondering if you're psychic, you'll be remembering. Let's begin. Sign 1, clairsentience. Feeling energy. Others can't. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the air shift? Like you could sense the emotions left behind? Tension, sadness, excitement, even when no one said a word. That's clairsentience, the ability to feel energy in your body. You might pick up on someone's unspoken grief or feel drained after being near certain people. You might cry for no reason, only to discover later that someone you love was hurting. This isn't just empathy, it's energetic perception. Your body becomes the receiver, your emotions, the signal. Clairsentience feel what others suppress. So let me ask you, have you ever walked away from a conversation carrying emotions that weren't yours? If so, you may already be tuned in. Sign 2, clairvoyance, seeing beyond the physical. Now think back to a time you had a dream, so vivid, so strange, and then days later, it came true. That's not just dreaming, that's clairvoyance, psychic vision. Clairvoyants often receive messages through mental images, symbols, or dreams. Sometimes it's flashes of light, faces, moments that haven't happened yet. Sometimes it's simply seeing something in your mind's eye that feels more real than imaginary. It might show up when you close your eyes and visualize, or when a sudden image pops in your mind, like a warning, a sign, or a truth. Many clairvoyants were deeply imaginative children. They saw things others didn't, and were often told it was just pretend. But what if it wasn't pretend at all? If you've ever had a dream or vision come true, drop a comment down below. You're not crazy, you're connected. Sign 3, clairaudience, hearing what others cannot. Have you ever heard your name being called when no one was there? Have you received a clear sentence or word in your head that didn't feel like your own thought? This is clairaudience, the psychic ability to hear beyond the physical world. It might show up as a voice of warning, or a message of comfort, or even a song lyric that arrives in your mind at just the right moment. Clairaudient people often describe it like this: it wasn't me thinking, it was like someone whispered it into my awareness. Sometimes it's your guides, sometimes your higher self, sometimes energy, speaking in frequency you're just beginning to understand. Sound is a sacred messenger, and if you've ever paused and thought, where did that come from? You might already be hearing more than most. If this has happened to you, write "I hear it" in the comments. Sign 4, claircognizance, just knowing without knowing why. You can't explain it, but you just know. You walk into a situation and immediately feel the truth, without needing facts or evidence. That's claircognizance, clear knowing. You may get intuitive downloads, ideas that arrive whole and complete, or feel guided to make a decision that makes no sense logically, but later proves absolutely right. Claircognizant people often say, "I just knew." They struggle when others need proof, because for them, knowing is internal. It's instant, and the more you trust it, the more it sharpens. So ask yourself, have you ever just known the answer without being told? If yes, your mind may be a channel, one that is wired for truth. Sign 5. Clairalience, the psychic sense of smell. This one often surprises people, but our nose knows more than we realize. Have you ever smelled a scent? Flowers, smoke, perfume, and no one else did? Or caught the familiar fragrance of a loved one who's passed on when they were nowhere near? That's clairalience, the psychic ability to perceive spiritual or energetic smells. It might be a rose when you're alone in your car, cigarette smoke in a room no one smoked in for years, or the distinct scent your grandmother wore, arriving like a hug from the unseen. This is one of the subtler clairs, but one of the most comforting. Spirit often speaks in sensation. And if you've ever stopped mid-step and said, "Wait, do you smell that?" There's a chance someone was reaching out just to say they're near. If this has happened to you, comment, "I've smelled spirit." Psychic ability isn't something reserved for the chosen few, it's something we all have. But most of us forget how to listen. If you've resonated with more than one of these signs, you're not becoming psychic, you're remembering that you already are. These gifts don't need to be perfect, they need to be practiced, trusted, welcomed. So now it's your turn. Which of these abilities have you noticed in yourself? Share in the comments. I read every one. You never know who else you might inspire, just by speaking your truth. And if you're ready to keep unlocking your intuition, to deepen your connection with the unseen, and walk the path of your inner knowing, subscribe to Wisdom Activation, because your psychic gifts aren't a fantasy, they're a memory, and your soul is ready to remember.